Good morning, welcome to Hampton Bays Elementary School. Happy spring, right? Happy spring. Please rise as we ask the American Legion, hand over to post 924 to present the colors.
Reset, pause.
Detail, halt, left or right face, present, on.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Flagmen, post colors. Rifleman, right shoulder, arm. Left or right face. Forward, march.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated and let's have another round of applause for the Hampton Bays Middle School Harmonizers led by Miss Fadenbach. Thank you. Welcome to our 81st flag ceremony, honoring a local veteran, friend, and neighbor. We're getting old. 81 times we've gathered since 2011. It doesn't take a lot of time, but it has a lot of meaning when we can gather in what we call the living classroom to take history, to take civics, to take social studies out of the textbook, off the internet, turn off the screen, and come together with neighbors who serve our community, who served our nation, and continue to lead as role models in Hampton Bays. Hampton Bays Elementary School is always our host, even though today we're joined by middle school principal, Mr. Shug, and so many of our middle school student leaders, Mrs. Bishop, Ms. Mazer, Ms. Fagenbaum, and our thespian and musical performers. So today's program is brought to you by Hampton Bays Middle School, but we gather here because on Ponquag Avenue, we have the Veterans Flagpole. One winter, this old flagpole, so this part of the building's from 1927, This is a time warp. You walk through this, every hallway is a different era, and you can tell by the linoleum, by the colors, pink. It's 1927 building, beautiful, iron flagpole. I mean, one of those brutal winters we had it snapped and fell to the ground. So the American Legion stepped up and we dedicated a new flagpole, the Veterans Flagpole. It's in honor of Mr. Kuchar, who was a class of 1969 Hampton Bays student who served and made the ultimate sacrifice in Vietnam. So the Veterans Flagpole is where we gather for the living classroom. We celebrate our students, we celebrate learning about a new friend today, Mr. Agsteribbe, not really a new friend. I won't call you an old friend, a longtime friend. And we present proudly the flag that's flown on Veterans Flagpole to our other longtime friend, Mr. Doscher. We have lots of special folks who are here with us today who I want to recognize. Certainly the American Legion Hand Aldrich Post 924 and the auxiliary, the VFW Post 5350 in West Hampton. First responders, law enforcement. I see Southampton Town Police is here. I see our Hampton Bays Fire Department Chief Neidiger here. And just another thank you for serving 2 weeks ago as Hampton Bays joined over 90 other responding departments to get into the Pine Barrens and keep us safe. Interestingly, go on a bird walk with me for a minute. That was a Saturday, right? That fire? And after an emergency, the town stepped up and the fire department stepped up. Everybody has the opportunity to debrief, right? And say, okay, what worked and what didn't work. One thing we learned as school superintendents, we had the opportunity to reflect and plan and discuss. Had that been 24 hours earlier, there's a school on that road. West Hampton Beach Learning Center's on that road. And so we work together. These partnerships are so important because when there's an emergency, we can always come together and say, okay, if that was a different day or a different circumstance, what would have to happen to keep people safe? Thankfully, it was a Saturday and school wasn't in session, but it makes us think what would happen. Just like the Ponquag Bridge. When we evacuate, we put our buses over the bridge. But we can't do that right now because buses weigh more than 5 tons. So we constantly work with fire, police, our town partners to make sure we can respond and be ready to keep everybody safe. Members of our elected government are here. They're our partners and our friends. I want to recognize Town Supervisor Maria Moore and Council members Michael Iacilli, Cindy McNamara, Councilman-elect next Tuesday at 3 p.m. We could drop the elect, right? Rick Martell is here, congratulations. And our town clerk, Sunday Schermeyer, is here. Welcome from over the canal. Representing Assemblyman Tommy John Schiavone, who is making sure the budget gets finalized for us and that resources come to the East End. We have Cole Yastrzemski. Welcome, Cole. And Suffolk County Legislator Ann Walker sends her regards. She said she'll see you at the parade tomorrow. Okay, good, very good. So again, today is the 81st time that we've come together. The living classroom is really important to us in Hampton Bays, and every single one of our stories is different of the 81 folks that we have honored since 2011. And so you can click that American flag on our website and all 81 biographies are there. It should be published into a book one day. We've given a copy to the Historical Society and we do each month as well because this living classroom should be archived to make sure that when we hit 100 and we hit 125 times doing this, we're cataloging these great stories in Hampton Bays. So this time I'd like to call the American Legion to conduct our formal flag ceremony.
Sir, it is an honor and a privilege to present to you this flag, which has flown in your name on the Veterans Flagpole in honor of your service to your country, community, and the American Legion. Congratulations, sir. is an honor and a privilege to present to you this flag, which will fly in your name on the Veterans Flagpole in honor of your service to your country, community, and the American Legion. Congratulations, sir.
I'd like to invite members of the Hampton Bays Middle School to present to you Mr. David Agsteribbe.
The Hampton Bays Public School proudly honors David Agsteribbe, a native Long Islander born in Brookhaven in 1968. He had a normal childhood growing up, with one exception. Most young people enter high school with no idea about what they want to do with their lives. However, Dave always knew he wanted to be involved with the military. While attending Patchogue Medford High School, Dave excelled academically and joined the Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps and was recognized as a top cadet for all 4 years. The Air Force would not have been his first choice, but it was the only option available to him. His heart was set on the U.S. Army. The day after graduating in 1986, Dave enlisted in the Army at Fort Hamilton, New York. Like so many young men from Long Island who served in the Army, his next stop was the famous Tank Hill at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, for basic training. Dave knew he had found his calling. His next assignment was to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, at home of the infantry. Here, the Army recognized his talents, patriotism, and commitment to excellence, so they recruited him for more advanced training in specialized warfare and prepared him to become an American warrior.
At Fort Bragg, he attended Advanced Infantry Training Airborne and Special Warfare Center. He was then sent to Fort Ord for desert training, which was followed by Arctic training at Fort Richardson in Alaska. By the middle of 1987, Dave had also earned the coveted U.S. Army Ranger badge. Dave is now in a position to make a serious contribution to America's defense by completing Officer Candidate School, graduating as a second lieutenant and volunteering for the 1st Special Forces Operation Combat Application Group. This organization is unofficially referred to as Delta Team, made famous by the movie starring Chuck Norris. While in this command, Dave had several missions, but his most significant was in December 1989, the U.S. invasion of Panama. During the invasion, Dave volunteered for a special mission called Acid Gamut to assist the CIA in rescuing an American operative being held by the Panamanian government. While the mission was a success, Dave paid the price of being wounded and held as a prisoner of war at PAL in Castello, Modelo, in Panama. In addition to Dave's situation, the Special Forces team lost 1 helicopter and 3 team members. The Military Channel produced a show depicting these events entitled Combat Zone Rescue in Panama. Dave's next assignment was the Presidential Protection Unit, PPU, charged with protecting U.S. politicians. In 1991, Dave was assigned to New York Senator Alfonso D'Amato, who was the member of the Terrorist Task Force. While accompanying the senator on a Middle East assignment, Dave was seriously wounded. In 1993, he was honorably discharged with the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. Dave is the recipient of 2 Purple Hearts, the Combat Infantry Badge, and the Presidential Service Ribbon, the Distinguished Service Cross, and the Prisoner of War Medal.
As a civilian, Dave led a security team to protect high-profile individuals. He was involved with New York State, working on the post-9/11 attack on the World Trade Center. For his contributions, he was awarded the New York State Conspicuous Service Medal, Conspicuous Star, and the Conspicuous Cross, as well as the New York State Medal of Merit. Dave performed his last contribution to the defense of the U.S. by apprehending a known terrorist who was subsequently imprisoned in Guantanamo Bay until 2016. In addition to Dave's career as the president and founder of the largest credit card processing company on the East Coast, he finds time to support many volunteer organizations, including the American Legion, Veterans of the Foreign War, the Kiwanis, the Rotary, the U.S. Military Order of the Purple Heart, and more. Dave and his wife, Mary, of 20 years, have 3 children and live in Hampton Bays. The Hampton Bays Public Schools recognizes Dave for his commitment to his country, family, and our community. In his honor, we proudly raise the flag this month.
I want to thank Bob Edel, too, who is an educator, a veteran, and our biographer for 81 times. So thank you. Thank you, ladies, for sharing David's very storied biography. A few things happen in September when it's time to start the school year. You gotta make sure the buses are ready, the classrooms are ready, and I have to make sure I'm ready for Commander Hughes' phone call on September 1st that it's time for the Patriots Pen and Voice of Democracy National Essay Contest. Set your watch by it. It happens every September, and both the high school and the middle school are proud to partner with the VFW for this national contest. That the topic is always timely, and our students really jump at the opportunity. And when you read those essays, I think you'll agree, Commander, right? We're hopeful, right? The phrase I like least in the world is kids these days, right? Because it's often said with a little snark to it, right? Oh, kids these days. When I read these essays and when you see these young people and you hear them, kids these days has a little bit different meaning, right? Kids, there's hope. I have hope for what's to come, as challenging as days might be today or tomorrow. And we're gonna hear from Lily Schultheis today, and she's going to share her Patriots Pen, a winning essay called, under the title, My Voice in America's Democracy. Let's welcome Lily Schultheis.
My voice in America's democracy. In America, every person's voice is important for our democracy. My voice, like everyone else's, helps shape the way our country is run. Democracy means that we all get to have a say in decisions that our lives, and my voice is a part of that process. One main way I can use my voice is by voting. When I turn 18, I will have the right to vote, and that means I can help choose the leaders who make important decisions for our country. Voting is a way to make sure that my opinions and beliefs are represented. It's like picking a team captain who will speak up for what I think is right and fair. By voting, I can make sure that the government listens to people like me, but my voice isn't just about voting. I can also speak up in other ways, like joining school clubs or community groups that work on issues I care about. If there's something I need to change, like helping the environment or making sure everyone is treated fairly, I can join others who feel the same way and work together to make a difference. Even writing letters to my local representatives or participating in peaceful protests can help my voice be heard. Another way I can use my voice is through social media and the internet. I can share my thoughts and ideas with lots of people online. This can help spread important messages and get more people involved in causes that matter to me. It's amazing how simple posts or videos can reach so many people and make a big impact. In conclusion, my voice in America's democracy is powerful, whether it's through voting, joining groups, or using social media. I can help shape the future of our country. Democracy works best when everyone participates, and my voice is an important part of that. By speaking up and getting involved, I can make sure that our democracy represents everyone, including me.
You heard Lily's voice last year too. I looked at the last March's program and was reminded that Lily was a winner then too. So Commander, write her name down. County, state, we're going to continue to hear her voice, please. So just make note. Thank you, Lily. Let's give her another round of applause. If you were not at Hampton Bays Middle School last weekend to catch the production of Frozen Junior, you are in for a treat today. If you saw it, you're going to just be reminded of how great these young people are. And I'd like to welcome Ms. Bishop and Ms. Mazer, who are directors and the cast of Frozen Junior, for a special performance. I don't want to create any pressure, but if any of you want to sing when you come up here, don't. These weren't these this is middle school vocal talent, right? Every March, we have our high school musical, which this year was Legally Blonde, and Hampton Bays Middle School's production of Frozen Junior. So please don't miss it next year if you're looking for something just really great to do on a Friday or Saturday night. Our friends in elected government at all levels have a really important responsibility to do their work in a way that creates community and brings resources to Hampton Bays schools so that we can do things like this. And I'd like to invite our members of elected town government to say a few words and congratulate you.
Well, I'm very proud to be here today with you to honor Dave Agsteribbe. I first met Dave years ago when we both served on the board of Maureen's Haven, which is an organization you probably are aware that supports our homeless on the East End. So I saw firsthand how much Dave cares about people. And I just want to thank you for your bravery and your commitment to our country, for always putting our community and our veterans first. On behalf of the board of Southampton and the town itself, I do want to present you with this proclamation. And I know my colleagues have some words that they'd like to say as well.
Go fight.
That's it. You know, when I was starting to think of a few things to say about Dave, I had a lot of jokes, but I'm not going to bore you with those. I just want to say that I've known Dave for over a decade. You know, and the words that jump out at me are, you know, a gentleman, a friend, sometimes a visionary. So what I'm going to ask you to do today is when you congratulate him and you shake his hand, look him in the eye. The first thing you're going to see is the family man. You're going to see the love of his family, his pets, his wife. When you dig in a little more, you're going to see, you know, his business love, his networking ability, everything that goes along that makes Dave what he is when he's not at the American Legion or he's not, you know, with his family. And you dig a little deeper and you find out that Dave really is a visionary. Some of the things that he's done, some of those things that he's accomplished. But I want you to really hang in there for a minute. Look him in the eye and shake his hand. Because you'll get down to the raw Dave. You'll get down to the hero that's in there, that he didn't talk about for a lot of years, that, you know, I knew him for 10 years and I didn't know a lot of his situation for the first 7. So dig down deep, get to know Dave, look him in the eye, thank him for his accomplishments. You'll find out what a patriot, what a scholar, what a real hero he truly is. So please, when you shake his hand today, dig deep and get to know Dave. Thank you.
Good morning. It's an honor to be with all of you. Superintendent Clemenson, thanks for doing this once again. You know, I've gotten to know Dave over the last couple of years, both in my former capacity as a legislative aide in the Suffolk County Legislature, and now as a council member in the town of Southampton. And last night I knew I was going to be here, and I said, you know, this is a very special occasion because, you know, Rick is absolutely right. You know, when you look into his eyes, you're absolutely right. He's somebody really committed to this community, and I thought I would actually write some comments down because of just the importance of today, and so I did that. So thank you for just indulging me. We're here to honor a truly exceptional individual, a man whose dedication to our community and to his fellow veterans shines, David Agsteribbe. David's commitment to service goes far beyond his time in uniform. He embodies the very spirit of the Hampton Bays American Legion, not just as a member, but as its dedicated finance director. He's the backbone, the steady hand ensuring that the Legion's vital work can continue. But David isn't just about numbers and budgets. He understands the true service is about people. He's the driving force behind the fundraising efforts that have allowed the Legion to create and maintain the beautiful veteran memorials at the Hampton Bays Legion Hall, spaces that honor the sacrifices of those who have served. He's not content to simply remember the past. He's actively working to improve the present and the future for our veterans in our community. David tirelessly raises funds for crucial programs addressing the pressing needs of veterans facing homelessness and food insecurity. And it doesn't stop there. David extends his generosity to the wider community, working to feed those in need, holding weekly food drives, ensuring that no one goes hungry, including veterans in need. No veteran should be without housing and without food. Think about that for a moment. David is someone who understands that serving others is a lifetime commitment. David's actions speak volume. He doesn't just talk about making a difference, he does make a difference every single day. He exemplifies the values we hold dear: service, sacrifice, unwavering dedication to others. And I'm just so honored to be here with my colleagues on the town board to celebrate and honor David for his amazing work in our wonderful Southampton community. So thank you.
So with all that being said, I'm going to lighten the mood a little bit. My first interaction on the town council was actually a correspondence with the post commander as to who is this guy Dave and how did he get my cell phone number. Dave will find a way to make things happen for veterans. It's just who Dave is, it's just what he does, and he takes very little recognition for that. So I'm glad that we're all here today to recognize Dave. You know, we come to these ceremonies and every once in a while I'm shocked. I got to be a Commander Hughes and Mr. Doscher, and it's like, how in 80 services have these people not been recognized? But there are so many deserving veterans in the Hampton Bays community, and that just shows you what a down-to-earth, working class community this is that really built this nation. So I want to thank you all for your service. I want to thank you, Dave, and I'm proud to be here to honor you today.
I didn't prepare anything for today, but I have to say that I have been working very closely with Dave on several projects. He is a powerhouse when it comes to advocating for veterans and veteran services. He does have my cell phone number. He's not afraid to use it. And we've worked on a lot of things together. And he invited me to be here today, and it's such an honor and a privilege. My grandfather was a recipient of the honor of this flag being flown, and it was such a special day. And when Dave called and asked would I be present, I was very proud and honored to say, of course, I will be there. And I'm so glad to be able to help veterans in my position as the town clerk. I have been able to advocate in ways that I never thought of, and it's such a privilege. And I'm so grateful to be here today. And thank you to the school and to our superintendent, Lars, who is just absolutely amazing. In 81, you say? Yes, it's many years since you started this, and we're grateful to have you in our community advocating for our veterans as well. And thank you very much.
He just got in from Albany last night, but on behalf of Assemblyman Tommy John Schiavone, Kolya Stremski has a proclamation to present to you, Dave. I hope you have wall space. All right.
Straight from the train from Albany, my backpack. Sorry, can't come here today, but getting the budget done.
Budget's much more important.
And on behalf of Ann Welker, Suffolk County Legislator for the 2nd Legislative District, on behalf of the entire legislature, they honor David Agsteribbe for exceptional service to our country, dedication to our nation's security, and for ongoing contributions to the well-being of our community. So she'll see you at the parade tomorrow. Congratulations. Okay, so these ceremonies do not take a lot of time, but they have a lot of importance. and they're on a Friday, and we tuck them in at 9:30, but we also keep an eye on the clock because at 10:20, you'll be serving pizza to kindergartners if we don't go out to the Veterans Flagpole. So at this point, we want to thank Bruce Doscher for allowing his flag and story to be shared in the community, and we honor David Agsteribbe. Tomorrow we'll gather for the Hampton Bays St. Patrick's Day Parade at 11 a.m. And on Thursday, May 22nd, we will all be at Agawam Park. We like purple. Purple's our favorite color. But on that day, green of West Hampton Beach and maroon of Southampton, we come together at Agawam Park. And we don't honor the veterans on that day. We're the first to say thank you to our graduating seniors who are making the decision to enlist or attend an academy, a service academy in the country. So that'll be Thursday, May 22nd. We're gonna get those reminders out to you as well. We present those kids with a pocket constitution, which they will swear to defend, right? Their parents with a blue star flag to hang in their window. And we present the students with an American flag as well, because they don't get to go to Ponquag Beach after graduation. They leave for basic training right away, Thursday, May 22nd. At this point, please rise as I ask the American Legion Hand Aldrich Post 924 to retire the colors.
Detail halt, left or right face, flagmen, retrieve colors, left or right face, forward, honk.
Present, hop! Order, hop!
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. If you want to walk down the hallway through our first grade and kindergarten hall, then we can reconvene at Veterans Flagpole. Thank you.